Hey guys, Luke C here with TFBTV. We're back here at GunCon 2024 inside the Brownells HQ. I'm talking to Daniel from Powder River Precision about his 1022 parts.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be here with you.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So we started out doing triggers. Triggers for the XDs, XDMs, Echelons, Hellcats.
So pistols, actually.
Pistols.
Okay.
Yeah, and got approached by some friends and said, hey, can you do a competition trigger for the Ruger 1022 style actions?
Okay.
So we sat down and did that, and then we started building that up from there, and we actually have our own actions now. It's a complete system level solution. Our trigger, our receiver, our bolt, and it needs to run. If it doesn't, it's our problem.
Right, so parts that are actually meant to work together instead of a mishmash of a bunch of other parts.
Right.
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right. And what are we talking about in terms of materials, construction, all that for the trigger group and the receiver itself?
Great question. So materials depend on the application. Our trigger housing is actually injection molded polymer.
Okay.
It's the most repeatable for pinhole locations over time because it comes out of one mold. Right?
As opposed to like an aluminum machine one.
A drill bit wearing over time or something like that.
Okay.
Our upper receiver part is 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. We use stainless steel for all of our metal machine components, like our trigger, or our safety, our bolt, our hammer, sear, disconnector. That's all stainless steel. The front block is machined stainless steel. Yeah, so whatever we think is the best material for that application.
Right, and that just makes sense. This is a takedown version of your guys' receiver, right?
Yeah, so we call it our Adventure, but yeah, it uses takedown barrels.
Okay.
Yep.
And what are we talking about in terms of parts compatibility with OEM, like Ruger 1022 parts?
Right, so you could take basically any 1022 parts and put it in here, except for, no, you could. Any Ruger 1022 parts you could put in here and it would work.
Yeah, earlier you mentioned that the guide rod is in a different place for your guys' bolt. So can I still take a stock 1022 bolt and guide rod and put it in there?
Absolutely.
So the internal geometry of this is still the same?
We left the feature in the back so you can run a stock charging handle, stock guide rod. The only part that you can't take of ours and put in a 1022 would be our charging handle.
Okay.
You could take our charging handle off, run our guide rod, run our spring, and put all that in the 1022.
But just not the charging handle?
Not the charging
And why is that?
So we've got this center line guide rod, our top line technology, and that requires a proprietary charging handle. Okay. The guide rod, the bolt, everything else is still reverse compatible backwards.
Cool, very cool.
Yeah.
And so from the receiver, you guys went on, you guys are developing I guess your own rifles now, right? This is like, you guys offer these as complete kits for someone who doesn't want to necessarily put one together.
Right. And the thing is, you know, the barrel and the stock define the use of the gun.
That's right.
So if you want to build one for a bench gun, you're going to want a heavier barrel and a different stock. If you want a steel challenge gun, you're going to want a Briley lightweight barrel like this one and a lightweight stock.
Yeah, and honestly, you guys, for barrels, Briley is about as good as it gets. It's honestly one of my favorite brands of 1022 barrels out there. So
great.
A lot of high-end parts here. What are we talking about in terms of price and availability? I know you guys are going to have stuff on Brownells.
Sure.
What exactly is going to be available? So
Brownells has carried our trigger from the beginning.
Okay.
They carry some of our other parts here too. Retail is about $5 1/4 to $6 1/4 for this.
For the whole receiver setup. That includes the bolts and everything?
The bolt, the trigger, everything except for the barrel and stock. $5 1/4 to $6 1/4.
Not bad.
Yep.
Okay. And what about your complete rifles?
So those are going to be around $1,200.
About $1,200, and they'll be available on Brownells soon, or are they available now?
So I don't know if they're going to be available on Brownells.
Okay.
But you could contact us because we don't know what the application of the gun is. We need to work with you and put it together. So it's actually a custom gun.
Okay, so I could go online to Brownells and actually order a bunch of 1022 parts, including your guys' receiver set, a barrel, which I know they carry, and I guess a stock, right? And have a complete gun, right?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that.
Cool.
Yep.
Right, and in terms of application, what are you guys seeing most people buy from you?
So, you know, the competition world is kind of the world that we roll around in.
Right.
And, you know, it's been received very well for Steel Challenge. But we're finding bench guys putting these things together and doing some pretty incredible things at some really long distances.
Yeah, it's the 1022 time and again has been a very capable platform. I mean, since its introduction, 1964 or something like that?
63,
63, yeah.
63,
I mean, it's
64.
the gun is ubiquitous in the United States. I mean, it's one of my favorite rifles. It's about as popular as the AR-15, I'd say. So
yeah,
definitely really cool. Daniel, thank you so much for showing us your parts. Guys, go check out Powder River Precision on Brownells and also on their website. And thanks for stopping by to check out content from GunCon 2024. Stay tuned for more.
thanks guys.